Today seems like a great day to dive in, so let's do that. Real quick, I got a question. Are you tired of running? Aren't you tired of running? I'm tired of running. And when I ask, are you tired of running? I'm asking not just about physically running. I'm asking about mentally and emotionally. Aren't you tired of running? Because when it comes to running, baby, I've been tired. Yeah, because when I ran track back in the day, like my knees, they ain't kneeing like it's like when you get 30, it's like, bruh. It's like, bruh, like, why they not working like they used to work? So, baby, I'll take a walk and a quick little workout, but running, nah. But no, all jokes aside, are you not tired of running? Because honestly, well, I'm asking y'all this, but I just kind of realized that that's what I was doing. And maybe I'm alone in this, but I think that I'm not. Physically, I would pick up my feet and move. And again, like I said, I didn't realize I was doing that until now. Like at this age in my life, I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. But every time things wouldn't be going the way that I want them to go, or every time I'm in a situation, I always kind of had one foot out the door. So it's like I was getting ready to run and didn't realize that I was doing that. But I've been doing it since I was a kid. And as a kid, I did move around a lot. So I didn't kind of look at it as in me running, I just kind of looked at it as in maybe this ain't the place for me. Maybe I just need to move. Like, here is not where I'm supposed to be because it's not working out the way it's supposed to. And if God was in it, then it should be working out the way it's supposed to. Goofy, right? But I also didn't realize that I was doing that mentally and emotionally too. Like when things aren't looking up, I instantly feel down on myself. I instantly feel like my life is not moving in the direction that God wanted me to do. Like I instantly feel like this isn't the place for me. Like if it was the place for me, it wouldn't be going this way. But can I tell y'all something? In the midst of anything you're going through, in the midst of getting closer to God, we like to think that there aren't any obstacles, there aren't any problems, but that's when you had the most problems. Jesus went through a lot. I mean, a lot, even to the point of dying for our sins. And they threw everything at him. His friend in his, inner circle deceived him, is the one who got him killed. Like all these different things that happened to Jesus, and we feel like that we can't handle the things on this earth, and it's just enough. Enough is enough. I can't take it. We can argue with it was Jesus. Jesus is Jesus, but have you ever read the last days of when Jesus was alive and him praying to God saying, if it's your will, then let it be done? But he was scared. He was worried. And a lot of times when we're running and we're scared, a lot of times when we run, it's because we're worried and we're scared. And instead of coming out saying, I'm worried and I'm scared, we say nothing. We hold it in with fear of being judged. When are you going to acknowledge that worrying makes you want to run? When are you going to acknowledge that running is actually holding you back? When you can acknowledge how you feel and where you're trying to go and what's standing in your way, then you can move forward with where you're actually trying to get to. The problem is we run without knowing the full story. We run just because it feels uncomfortable, just because we feel like it's not right the way that it's going. And if it's what God says, like, I shouldn't feel like this. Like, this is not how I'm supposed to feel. But again, that's incorrect. So a couple years ago, y'all, I moved. And I've always kind of had one foot out the door because even though this is where I've always wanted to be, right? It's where I've always wanted to be ever since I was younger. Once I got here, nobody was here. Like my family, they weren't here. Now I have family here now, but there was nobody here. I've always had one foot out the door. If something go wrong, I'm going back. If this don't work out the way it's supposed to do, then maybe I'm not supposed to be here. If this ain't happening the way it's supposed to be, then I'm not. I always had one foot out the door until recently. I realized that I can never really live in my fullest potential if I always got one foot out the door. And this is not just me saying physically, mentally, emotionally. If I always got one foot out the door, if things aren't looking up, if they're not working out, if I'm always trying to move out the way. When I say out the way, I mean move on, like go, like bye. If I'm always preparing for what's next, I'll never fully understand what's happening right now. I'll never fully understand what God is trying to teach me because I'm always looking ahead and not being present in what's happening right now. And how crazy is that? Because we make plans with the intention that the plans are going to happen, but God didn't say that. He didn't say that was going to happen. But we've grown into this state of entitlement to think that it's going to happen because I planned it out. So it's going to happen. But God could take that away at any moment. But we've, and when I say we've, I mean we. Because most of the time be like, I mean me. No, I mean we. We've all decided to be entitled about something in our lives. And nothing in this world is ours. Even though we feel like it is. It's not. It doesn't belong to us. One thing that does belong to us, though, are our feelings. How God made us. That's you all day. And the moment you embrace you all day, the you that's still trying to figure out what you're doing, the you that's still trying to figure out why you're worried. And I've also been doing something, y'all. I sit down, and when I get worried about stuff now, I sit down, I take a deep breath, and I'll be like, what are you worried about? Why are you worried about that? Can you fix that? Can you wait till tomorrow? Is it something that needs to be figured out today? Like, I have to sit and I have to talk to myself. And I don't know if that's going to help anybody else, but it's been helping me. Because sometimes we get so stuck in our mind. We get so stuck in our head about what could happen, what possibly could go wrong. If I say this, if I do this, if it don't happen the way that I want it to work, if then I'm already ready to go. Like, I'm already ready to move because I'm already looking for something to go wrong with it. So I'm already looking to be ready to run from it. I don't want to run. And I know y'all don't want to run either. But in the midst of not running, that means that you have to be who you are. You have to be okay with speaking up for yourselves, with saying how you feel without the fear of what people gonna think. A lot of times in life, I've noticed that a lot of people, and this has happened to me too, but I've noticed a lot of people who won't say anything because, oh, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to argue. I don't want to say anything because I don't want it to be confrontational. I don't want to speak up for myself because it's just going to happen again. It's just going to be the same thing. Like, nothing's going to change. So what? I don't know if nobody ever told you that, but it's so what? Speak up for yourself. Speak up about how you feel. Speak up. Because what it is, and the reason why you're steady trying to run is because you don't really know who you are. You're still trying to figure out where you fit. So if I don't fit here and it just doesn't go together, like stick together like glue, then maybe this isn't my spot. But if you're able to be honest with yourself about who you are in this moment, where you're trying to go in this moment, then maybe people around you will start doing the exact same thing. And maybe where you are is exactly where God placed you to be, because he needs the people to speak life into you the exact way they need to speak life into you when you're able to speak up about how you truly feel, about how you truly are. Stop running away from your feelings. When somebody say, how you doing, and you're not okay, stop saying, I'm good. And this is not trying to tell everybody your business, but find somebody you can confide in. Ask God to bring that person into your life. Y'all, I have been asking God to bring the friends to me that I need. The friends in my life that I need. I want the family in my life that doesn't make me feel bad for being me, for striving to be a better me. I want everybody in my life that pushes me. But if I tell them every time they ask that I'm good, when clearly I'm not, if I tell them every time in my life that I don't need anything, then how would they know? We do that a lot. We hold people accountable for things that they didn't even know based off the fake narrative that we're giving out that our life is good. Oh, it's good. Oh, I'm good. Yeah, we good over here. No, you ain't. And that's okay, because life is life. And everybody, I do mean everybody, goes through something in life, and you're not good. It's not to say that your whole life is bad, but sometimes it's not good. And if you don't acknowledge how you feel and you keep running away from your feelings, eventually they're going to come out in a way that you hope that they wouldn't. But the moment you stop running and acknowledge how you feel and say, hey, I'm not okay. I want this to be better. I want this to change. I want to be this. I want to try to get here. I just don't know the next steps to take. And sometimes it's just fear. We don't know the next step to take. And instead of saying, hey, I need help with trying to figure out the next step to take, we feel like it's less than to ask somebody for help. Sometimes we don't even realize the people that God put in our lives to help us because we're too busy pushing people away. That's running as well. You're running from what God blessed you with. You're running from where God is trying to take you because you want to go back to what's familiar. But what's familiar ain't been working. Always living your life with one foot out the door ain't been working. Always worried about how you're not going to make it ain't been working. You have to fail. You have to bump your head. You have to stumble and fall. You have to. You have to smile and say, thank you, God. Could have been worse. If at any point in your life, when you feel the need to worry about something you shouldn't be worried about, because it could always be worse, running from something that you shouldn't be running from because God has you on the path. Think about how bad it could be. Remember, instead of running, try being grateful and thankful for where you are right now. Instead of running, think about speaking up. Think about leaning into who you are. Think about remembering where you came from. Because God made you. And you all that in a bag of chips with a soda on the side. I'm just saying. Like, we have to know that where God placed us is where we need to be at that exact moment. Through the headaches, through the pain, through the 1 foot out the door and 1 foot in. Like, we have to acknowledge where we are. We have to acknowledge where we're going. We have to acknowledge our feelings. And for the longest time, it took me a long time to acknowledge how I felt. It took God putting me by myself to acknowledge how I feel. At that point, I started to see what I like, what I don't like, what I love, what I don't love. I'm a person who could choose not to run and be okay with how they feel. Psalms 90:12, it says, "Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom." Basically saying, we don't have time to keep running every time something doesn't go our way. We don't know when our last day is. We don't know when the world is going to end. We don't know anything. We make plans and we do things in hopes that tomorrow will be here. But if we spend our days running from how we feel, being scared to say what we want, being unapologetically ourselves and how God made us. So we need to remember that life is short. At any moment, it can be over. So speak up, stop running, and acknowledge who you are. Because in that moment and at that time, you'll live life like you've never lived it before. I love you. Be back.